watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome to the Red Zone, GHS-TV's newest sports show. I'm Darian Branch.
And I'm Will Cobbins. Each show, we'll discuss the most recent Red Devil football game with Coach Gene Robinson and break down some of the biggest plays. Now let's dive into the Red Zone.
So, Coach, let's recap of the game. It was a great first win. How are you feeling about the game?
You know, anytime you come out in our region with a victory, you're excited about it. So I am excited about that. However, I don't think we played to our standard, you know, and those are things we can clean up. But it's like I said, it's better to clean those things up with a victory than a loss. So, you know, came in last night, kind of went over the film, and we're going to get after it today for sure.
Being the first regional game, what is a message you want to send out to your other opponents?
Well, you know, just the G-Town, one-town message of it all is the standard is the standard. You know, we're going to play with exciting attitude and effort, relentless attitude and effort, and we're going to go be us. You know, like I said, we didn't perform to that standard. However, we did finish and we got the dub.
Can you give me a recap of the game from the start to finish?
Well, yes, I think, you know, obviously, you know, going into that rough environment, the band's crunk, the student section's live. I mean, you smell the barbecue and everything, and then we are the small section on our side. Just going into the game, it's an emotional game, both sides really crunking pregame, and then they jump out 13-0 on us, you know. We go into halftime, kind of make some adjustments, you know, and really get going. Coming back out in that second half, and that kind of started the game for us in that second half.
Well, Coach, let's dive more deep into, you know, the team. So on the offensive side, Coach Gene, the first half, the offense started off pretty slow. You know, so what adjustments did you guys make in the halftime to pick that up?
Well, you say started off slow. I really don't think so. I think our first drive is methodical. I thought it was everything that we want to be, right? We drove the ball all the way down and we got to the 4 and couldn't punch it in. So we didn't finish, DB. Like, we have to finish that drive. And the score in the game is a totally different game from that point on. But I thought we started off with the bang. We just didn't finish there. So, you know, the halftime message is, we have everything we want, let's go execute, you know. So that was our message, and that's where we got that from.
Now, we've seen this offense can be very explosive. How do you get the ball to all the playmakers on the team?
Right, I think just 8 different people scored touchdowns, right? We got a new pop-out guy, Marlon Hammond, who caused some big catches, who's a playmaker, you know, but he's just now popping out. Excited for him, excited for their success. But I think just the general behind it all in our Q positions, whether that's going to be Jordan or Makai, they generate that, you know, and their leadership in that huddle. And the guys' belief in the coaching staff, you know. So we're excited about, you know, the things our offense can do, the things our offense will do, and we'll continue to improve upon that moving forward.
So going back onto the game, can you give us a point of time where the offense, where you feel like it shifted that momentum of the game? For
sure. Just coming out of halftime, you know, and believing that we will, that it's going to get done. Like, the whole thing about halftime is we came out and we believed, right? So just talking to them at halftime, we say, hey, we get the ball back, we're going to go score, we're going to get a 3 and now we're going to score again. And that exact thing happened. I think the power of belief is everything. So those guys really believed in it. And like I said, from a coaching standpoint, we knew we had everything we wanted. We just wasn't executing, right? So when Jordan kind of bust through and made that 45-yard run for a touchdown, you know, that's the belief. That's us coming together. Right after that, we kick the ball off. We go get a T20. I mean, we got guys on their special teams that are sophomores who are really, really talented, and some they're going to be really, really good players on defense or offense. But their role right now is that kickoff team, man, and they took, man, they ran down there and made big plays, whether it's Greg Wilkerson, whether that's Matt Justin Bill, you know, Armand. So, I mean, we got guys on that kickoff team that take pride in it, and I thought that flipped the switch for our defense. We made our halftime adjustments in halftime. We got 3 and out. Hey, now it's our offensive ball again. We go score. You know, so that's 14-13. Like just in a blink of an eye, the game has changed back into our favor with momentum.
Now let's flip to the defense, Coach. You have a very talented front line. How do you feel about your pass and your run defense?
So I totally, man, I believe that we have one of the best defensive lines in the country. All right. However, we did not play to that standard by any means Friday night, you know, and we let the guys hear about it. So I'm looking forward to improving that point of the game, and we'll get better for sure. But I think we did not play to that standard, especially in the first half. We kind of looked confused, kind of looked lost a little bit, you know. So we're going to clean that up, man, and we're going to play better for sure.
So can you tell me some of the adjustments that were made for the defense to go into the second half?
Yes, so obviously going into that game, you know, we put an emphasis on stopping Tally, you know, so that was our emphasis, and they kind of moved them around, gave us some looks that we weren't expecting many of, you know, and they kind of stayed in that. And I thought the quarterback, Jaden Thomas, I thought he did a great job extending plays. I thought he did a great job of being an athlete, being a playmaker, and he kind of capitalized on some of our mistakes. Right, so we just went in halftime, and his alignment assignment. Where are your eyes? What's your assignment? You know, and talk to them in terms of that, and kind of got it going. You know, when guys start playing their rules, start doing their duty, and not trying to be Superman, but just be you. You know, be ready. I thought we improved, and we kind of make some plays on it.
Can you take us through a defensive series that shifted the momentum?
Yes, I thought the defensive series that shifted the momentum was the initial kickoff after halftime. You know, just coming in, getting that 3 and out. I believe Malik Dean came through, got a rush, he threw the ball away. So now it's 2nd and long, they're behind the sticks, you know, and we were able to get them pinned back, and they're punting from negative territory. So now the offense gets the ball in plus territory. So we get the ball on the 40, and we go score, you know. So I thought that was a huge momentum shift right after a touchdown. You know, and like I say, that belief of the coaches said this was going to happen, and it's happening. So that belief is now elevated, you know, and everybody's feeling that from our, you know, the guys that are out there playing to the guys that are on the sideline. Everybody's feeling it. The crowd's feeling it. The momentum of it all is pushing us through.
How do you want to see your defensive team build going into next week's game?
I want to see less mistakes. First off, alignment and assignment. Man, if we can get a line and play our assignment with the correct eyes, it will be hard to beat, right? But if we do the things, we go out and do our own thing because of the hype of the game, the crowd, we will be beaten. We saw that. Like we put some bad things on film, you know. So if we can go in and really hone in on our alignment assignment technique with the correct eyes, I think we have a chance to be, like I said, one of the top teams in the country, and I truly believe that.
How did your defense rise against the very high crowd against Whitehaven?
Yes. So, like I said, I think the finishing part, I thought we did that really well. You know, I can't state it enough. Like we talk about playing through the whistle, because even I, as a head coach, I thought number one was down. You know, he caught that ball. I thought we tackled him. The whistle didn't blow. And I credit our guys for, man, rallying to their ball and getting them down short of the sticks, you know, for a turnover. And now it's our ball, so we can go in and kneel it to win the game.
You know, Coach, going back to what you said earlier about special teams, you said it's just as much as important as coaching offense and defense. So going back to that, do you think special teams showed up and did what you wanted them to do?
You know, that's a good question. So I went back through our Whitehaven Germantown games, you know, and the tight games were won on special teams, you know, and I think this is the same. We had one key turning point in the game is we did a fake punt. We got stuffed. Now they have the ball in our territory. They didn't go score. We caught an interception. Carter Booth brought it out to the 2. We got a 3 and out, so now they got the ball back at the plus 40. So that gave them a chance to score. So I thought that special teams moment right there, we lost in the mix. The game goes how it goes, but I'm gonna tell you this stat. We did swing gate our go 2-point conversion play we went 2 of 3, right? So that's 4 points, all right? They kicked a field goal, their first extra point. We blocked the second. Because we have those 2 points, now they're pushing to say, hey, we got to go for 2. Hey, they couldn't get that point. So now both teams scored 3 touchdowns, which is 18-18, right? We got 2 of the 3, so now we have 22. They got 1, which is 18. So that's the game. So I think special teams in that terms of getting ready for our swinging gate, how we put pressure on you, because we got Darian Rogers. We got guys who can make plays on that team. I thought that won us the game, and that's the difference in the game, right? So kudos to that team for sure for going to get it done for the overall team. Yes.
So still talking about special teams, were you happy with the balance of being aggressive and also being able to protect the ball during these key moments in the game?
Yes. I think for sure, man, the turnover battle is real, right? So being able to protect the ball is critical. Being able to go out and execute your special teams is beyond critical, right? Because you get a punt block, man, there's a 90% chance you lose that game. So for us to go out and be able to protect and do the things that we need to do on those teams, I thought that was huge for us, for sure. And like I said, man, those key moments in the game, whether there's the swinging gate on special teams or stopping them going for 2, makes all the difference in the world.
One more thing on the special teams. Can you go into, like how you said earlier, your sophomores? Can you put them on the spotlight? How did they step up in that role and help you guys shift that momentum during the game?
Yes. So, man, you got a kickoff team that's right after a score, right? The band's playing, it's crunk. Those guys go out there, whether it's Greg Wilkerson had a big throw, Matt Justice Bill running down there full speed, Aaron Bailey. Those are the 3 sophomores that get it kind of going, and those are guys. Jeremiah Taylor, who's a pretty good running back, he's also on their special teams. He's running down there, and then we get a big hit by Corbin Lynch, you know what I mean? And that crowd goes wild. And now, like I said, the momentum is on our side because whether you want to believe it or not, man, when it's on you, it's on you. I feel like the whole gym in your favor. You know, as a basketball player, and you can roll off a little run. So I think of special team as like how I tell the guys, man, I don't want to scare anybody on this show, but you get to throw the first punch. You know what I mean? And their kickoff team is the punch. So I thought they did a good job, man, because we got tackles inside of the 20, tackles inside of the 15. Now it makes the offense have to go be perfect to get a score, so I thought that was huge for us to get those T15s, T20s. That's what we call them. But I thought that was huge for us, man, for those guys. And then anytime you get a big hit with it, oh my goodness, it's just, the stadium explodes. And the energy, everybody feels the energy.
So, Coach, going into the next game, shifting back to, to Thursday. So Lausanne is coming off a 7-8 win, and they're trying to keep that momentum going. How do you get the team to shift their emotions from the rival game to prepare for the next week?
I mean, we don't have any time to celebrate now. You know what I mean? I mean, we got to get back to work because Lausanne's a really good team. Don't let week 1 fool you. Week 1 can throw you some curveballs, this, that, and the other, but they're a really good team, and they went and defeated a really good Christian Brothers team off of that tough loss they took week 1. So I think we have to get right back to it. Obviously, it's a short week. The game's on Thursday night. So we have no time to celebrate. We got to get right back to it, and we're playing a team that's trying to come in to beat us.
So going into this game, are there any specific areas you wanted to clean up on going into the next game against Lausanne?
Yeah, so I just want to clean us up, right? So like I said, man, alignment, assignment, technique, and our eyes, right? They were all out of whack, and I don't know because of the emotions, the big game, or what it was, but we were all out of whack. For a huge part of their game, So I just want to calm down, man, and make sure we're right and we're steadying the ship. If we can do that, man, like I said, I'm confident. I'm confident in our bunch. I know we can get it done. Can't nobody stop us but us. And I stand on that, I don't know if I need to get up and stand up. I stand on that. So if we can just continue, like I said, clean up us, we'll be fine. But we won't be out of shape anymore, so take that as you may.
But thank you, Coach, for joining us on the Red Zone.
I appreciate that. This is a great show, Will DB. Let's go.
Thanks for watching GHS-TV's Red Zone with Coach Gene Robinson.
The Red Devils' next game is this Thursday against Lausanne. This game will be played at Rhodes College, so we hope to see you there at 7 p.m. for the kickoff.
If you'd like to see more of our programming, head off to GHS-TV.org. And remember, you can follow and like us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
We'll see you next time on the Red Zone.